try to prevent them.
Not much was expected of Dorsey Levens when the Packers picked the running back in the 5th round of the 1994 NFL Draft. But Horse, as he was known, was a Pro Bowl player who gained over 1,400 yards during the 1997 season. Dorsey owns a Super Bowl 31 championship ring and a spot in the Packers Hall of Fame.
It's been almost 10 years since I've been out the NFL. Like you said, it seems like it was yesterday. So yeah, it's over. So what do you do?
As you'll see, Dorsey Levens does a lot, but Packers football will always be a part of his soul. And for a world-class competitor, retirement hasn't been easy.
That's what I miss the most, competing. And not just football. I can't even, pick up basketball. I can't play tennis with my daughter who's 11 just because of the wear and tear. My body's kind of, broken down. But that's what I miss, that competitive, just competing.
Playing for the Pack was a blessing, although at first, Dorsey might have thought it was a curse.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. And the ironic thing is, when my agent asked me where I wanted to play, I told him anywhere but Green Bay because it's just too cold. And I was trying to get out of the cold weather.
However, as fate would have it.
So on draft day, he called me and he said, Ron Wolf is going to call. And I'm like, this is not funny, because I was drafted later than I thought I was going to go. He was like, no, I'm serious. So don't fool around when he calls you. And then, it goes from, I can't believe I'm playing for the Packers to, hey, I'm in the NFL, I got an opportunity to play.
Like many athletes, Dorsey Levens misses the camaraderie in the locker room the most.
Because you become a family, because you spend more time with your teammates than you do your real family. Like Reggie was like an uncle or even a father figure. Other guys become like cousins and brothers. That can't be replaced.
When Levens left the game, he was 34. He had opportunities in broadcasting, then in the movies. In fact, Dorsey had a bit role in the movie We Are Marshall.
Yeah, I was a coach for Xavier on the sideline. You will have to go back and check it out because if you blink, go get some popcorn, you're gonna miss my whole role. So.
Dorsey Levens had a bigger role in the soon-to-be-released movie Gridiron UK, which was filmed in England. But the biggest role for this former Packer star turned actor, producer, and writer is a documentary on concussions called Bell Rung. As a former player, Levens' research left him alarmed.
Well, that was one of the things that scared me the most. In talking to Dr. Guskowitz at the University of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, he said every time you get your bell rung, that's an actual concussion. And I was like, Doc, that can't be right because that happens so often. For me, it was like, 4 or 5 times a game as a running back. When I played fullback, the worst days were training camp. You got 6 weeks, 2 practices a day of going to block linebackers. I had a headache every day after practice, every day, but it was normal.
Today, the NFL is taking far greater precautions with concussions. There are fewer padded practices with actual hitting, rules changes. All this not the case when Levens played in the league.
Nobody said, this might not be good for you. It was a dinger. You shake it off, you get back in the game. That was the mentality. Nobody comes out of the game because you get your bell rung. The only way you come out of the game is if you're on the field unconscious and you can't get up. But just getting your bell rung, never thought twice about it.
Last month, Dorsey Levens was the special guest at a concussion awareness and safety event hosted by Froedtert and Medical College of Wisconsin, along with Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. Dr. Michael McCrae is professor of neurosurgery and director of brain injury research at the Medical College. He's also on the NFL's Head, Neck, and Spine Committee.
Football fans know that we moved the kickoff yard line by 5 yards, which immediately in 2011 and 2012 reduced the incidence of concussion on kickoffs by 42%. At the same time, we've made changes that improve clinical care, putting experts in place to evaluate athletes on the sideline and over the course of their recovery to make the most informed decision about their fitness to return to competition.
Words such as Dr. McCrae's are music to the ears of a man who knows what it's like to repeatedly have his bell rung.
So the information you find is kind of it's astounding. So the more I can get that information out there and make people more aware, I think the better I sleep at night.
Tom Pippins, Fox 6 Sports.